There's an unseen destroyer in your home right now. It's not concealed in your walls or lurking in your shadows. It's resting in your pocket, sitting on your desk, glowing beside your bed. Every day, it's quietly killing your potential. Not with a sudden strike, but so subtly you don't notice until years slip by and you're left wondering where your time vanished, where your dreams faded, where the person you were meant to be disappeared. This destroyer doesn't wield weapons. It uses notifications. It doesn't rely on force. It leverages algorithms. It doesn't target your body. It attacks something far more precious: your focus, your time, your ability to concentrate long enough to create something truly meaningful. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You feel it daily. That pull, that urge, that need to check, scroll, refresh, to peek into a world that frankly doesn't matter. While your own world, the one you could be shaping, waits for you to show up. But here's the truth no one wants to face. Distractions aren't ambushing you. You're welcoming them. You're nurturing them. You're giving them permission to dismantle everything you claim you want to achieve. Until you realize that the issue isn't the distractions themselves, but your relationship with them, nothing will change. You'll stay trapped in a cycle where you vow to transform, swear tomorrow will be different, set goals, and watch them crumble the moment something shinier appears on your screen. That cycle ends today. Today, we're going to dismantle your distractions, systematically, strategically, permanently. Not because I'm here to pump you up, but because I'm going to reveal exactly what they're costing you and precisely how to eliminate them before they erase your future. Let me tell you about an industry that rakes in more revenue than oil, pharmaceuticals, and weapons combined. An industry employing thousands of psychologists, neuroscientists, and behavioral engineers whose sole mission is to seize and hold your attention. This is the attention economy, and you are the commodity. Every free app on your phone isn't free. You're paying with your focus, and they're selling it to advertisers. Every social media platform isn't a public service. It's a behavior-shaping system designed to keep you scrolling for ads. Every streaming service isn't just entertainment. It's an attention-trapping machine built to keep you watching, collecting your data, predicting your actions. These companies have invested billions to make their products as addictive as possible. They've studied dopamine triggers, analyzed gambling psychology, and implemented variable reward systems, the same tactics that make slot machines irresistible. They've engineered infinite scroll so you never hit a natural pause. They've crafted notifications to spark your fear of missing out, and it's working. The average person now spends over 7 hours a day on screens. 7 hours. That's nearly a full-time job's worth of time spent consuming other people's content, ideas, lives. Think about that. If you're spending 7 hours consuming, when are you creating? If you're spending 7 hours entertained, when are you productive? If you're spending 7 hours watching others live, when are you living your life? The truly sinister part, these companies have convinced you this is normal, that everyone does it, that this is just modern life. They've made constant distraction the default state of existence. You think you have a focus problem? You don't. You have a design problem. Your digital environment is engineered to shatter your focus and harvest your attention. You're not weak-willed. You're up against billion-dollar corporations with the world's best behavioral engineers working to keep you distracted. But knowing your enemy is the first step to defeating it. Here's a truth about distraction most people miss. The real cost isn't just the time you spend distracted, it's the time it takes to recover. When you're working on something meaningful and an interruption hits, a notification, a message, or just the urge to check something, it takes an average of 23 minutes to regain your previous level of focus. 23 minutes. If you get distracted just once an hour during an 8-hour workday, you're losing over 3 hours to switching costs alone. Not the time spent distracted, but the time your brain needs to refocus. Most people aren't distracted once an hour. Studies show knowledge workers are interrupted or self-interrupt every 3 minutes. Every 3 minutes, your brain halts, processes the interruption, and tries to return to the task, only to be interrupted again before it can fully re-engage. This creates what psychologists call attention residue. When you switch from task A to task B, part of your focus stays stuck on task A. Add task C, and now you're carrying residue from both. Your brain juggles multiple contexts, slashing your cognitive capacity for any single task. The result, you spend your day in a state of partial attention, never fully focused, always slightly distracted. You end the day exhausted, yet you've accomplished little of significance. Not because you weren't working, but because you were never truly present for the work. Your attention was fragmented across dozens of tasks and distractions, none receiving your full capacity, all leaving residue that tainted everything else. Distractions don't just steal your time, they reshape who you are. Every time you give in to a distraction, you're training your brain to avoid discomfort. You're teaching yourself that when something feels hard, boring, or frustrating, you should escape to something easier, more stimulating. You're doing tough work, it gets challenging, you check your phone. What did you just teach your brain? That challenge means escape. That difficulty means distraction. That discomfort deserves avoidance. You're in a conversation, it feels slightly dull or awkward. You glance at your phone. What did you teach your brain? That human connection is less valuable than digital stimulation. That presence with others is optional. The relationships can be paused for anything more engaging. You're alone with your thoughts, feeling bored, anxious, or restless. You grab entertainment. What did you teach your brain? That your own thoughts aren't worth exploring? That inner reflection is less important than external stimulation. Over time, these small choices compound into profound changes in your personality and abilities. You become someone who can't tolerate boredom, who shies away from discomfort, who struggles to focus on anything challenging for long, who can't be fully present with others, who avoids being alone with their thoughts. You're not just wasting time, you're rewiring your brain to be weaker, more fragile, more dependent on external stimuli, less capable of tackling anything difficult or meaningful. This is the silent erosion happening daily, one distraction, one escape, one avoided discomfort at a time. Most people don't see it until they try something significant and realize they lack the cognitive strength to do it. They sit down to write and can't focus for more than 5 minutes. They try to learn something complex and quit when it gets confusing. They start building something meaningful and abandon it when progress feels slow. Not because they lack talent or intelligence, but because they've spent years training their brain to dodge challenges and chase distractions. They've strengthened their distraction habits and let their focus habits wither. They've optimized for entertainment and neglected effort. Every minute you spend distracted is a minute you could have spent building something that grows over time. Let's do some math that might shake you. If you spend just 2 hours a day on social media, below the average, that's 730 hours a year. Redirect that time to learning a valuable skill, and within 5 years, you could reach expert-level proficiency in almost anything. That's 3,650 hours over 5 years. Research shows it takes about 2,000 to 3,000 hours of deliberate practice to master most skills. Your social media habit is literally stealing your chance to become an expert. It gets worse. Skills compound. Mastering one skill makes learning related skills easier. Become an expert writer and marketing becomes more accessible. Master fitness and nutrition clicks faster. Excel in one coding language and others follow more quickly. The cost isn't just one skill, it's the entire skill stack you could have built. The career growth, the rising income, the expanding opportunities, the growing confidence and competence from developing real abilities instead of just consuming content about them. Let's make it even more real with money. Redirect 2 hours a day from distractions to skill building. Spend that time learning a high-value skill, coding, design, writing, sales, video editing. Within 6 months, your skill could earn you $500 a month freelancing. Modest, but a start. Skills compound, and so does income. By year 2, you're earning $2,000 a month. By year 3, $4,000. By year 5, you've either built a freelance business making $10,000 a month or landed a better job with significantly higher pay. Over 5 years, the difference between 2 hours daily on social media versus skill development could easily mean $200,000 in extra income, conservatively. But it's not just about money, it's about who you become. The person who spends 3,650 hours honing skills is fundamentally different from the one who spends those hours consuming content. They have greater capabilities, confidence, opportunities, and a trajectory toward mastery. One builds something lasting, the other chases fleeting entertainment with no enduring value. Who do you want to be 5 years from now? Distractions don't just fracture your focus, they fracture your identity. Constantly switching between roles, platforms, conversations, and identities erodes the cohesive sense of self that comes from sustained focus on clear goals and values. 1 minute you're watching fitness content, feeling you should hit the gym. The next, you're on entrepreneurship videos, thinking you should start a business. Then travel photos make you want to explore the world. Minimalism content has you questioning your possessions. Each piece of content sparks a different aspirational identity, and constant consumption keeps you bouncing between versions of who you think you should be. This creates 3 problems. First, decision paralysis. When 10 aspirational identities compete for your attention and resources, you can't fully commit to any. You dabble, start things, quit, spread your energy too thin, and make no real progress. Second, comparison overload. Each identity comes with people to measure yourself against. Fitness influencers who make you feel unfit, entrepreneurs who make you feel unambitious, travelers who make you feel dull, minimalists who make you feel materialistic. You're playing multiple comparison games, all leaving you feeling inadequate. Third, identity confusion, constantly consuming others' ideas about who you should be, disconnects you from who you truly want to be. Your goals become reflections of what you've consumed, not expressions of your authentic values. You chase others' definitions of success instead of defining your own. The solution isn't just consuming less, it's choosing one coherent identity and building it consistently. It's saying no to appealing possibilities so you can say yes fully to your priorities. It's cultivating the discipline to become one thing deeply rather than many things shallowly. Before you can defeat distractions, you must know exactly what they are and what they're truly costing you. Not what you think or hope, but the reality. This demands raw honesty, and most people shy away because the truth reveals uncomfortable facts about how they're living. Here's how to conduct a distraction audit. Step 1. Install time tracking software on all your devices. Today, not tomorrow. Use apps that log every minute spent on websites, apps, and activities. Don't rely on basic screen time features you can ignore. Choose serious tools that force you to face reality. Step 2. Track everything for 7 days without changing your behavior. This is critical. Don't tweak your habits to look better. Let the software capture your real actions, not your idealized ones. Step 3. After 7 days, review the data. Examine total hours spent on each activity, patterns of when you're most distracted, triggers for distraction episodes, and how much time aligns with your goals versus what doesn't. The numbers won't lie. You might tell yourself you only spend a little time on social media, but the tracker shows 3 hours daily. You might think you're focused, but it reveals you check your phone every 8 minutes. You might believe you're working hard, but it shows most of your time goes to emails, meetings, and busy work, not deep, focused creation. Most people bail here because the truth stings. They make excuses, justify their habits, promise to do better without changing, or delete the app because reality hurts. Don't be most people. Embrace the discomfort. Study the numbers. Accept your current reality. Then use it as fuel to transform. Step 4. Calculate the opportunity cost. Multiply your weekly distraction hours by 52 for your annual total. Multiply that by 5 for your 5-year distraction time. Then ask, what could I have built with those hours? What skills could I have mastered? What projects could I have finished? Who could I have become? This exercise is meant to hurt. Pain drives change. If you're comfortable with how you spend your time, you won't change it. You need to feel the weight of wasted potential to reclaim it. Not all distractions are equal. Some are devastating, others are manageable. Some need total elimination, others can be controlled. Here's how to categorize them. Category 1, complete elimination. These are distractions with zero value and massive cost. Social media is the prime example for most. Endless scrolling, watching stories, reading comments, arguing with strangers. None of this serves you, builds anything, or improves you. It all must go. Elimination means making it impossible to access these platforms without serious effort. Delete the apps, block the sites, remove the temptation entirely. People resist this, fearing they'll miss out, lose touch, or be out of the loop. Those fears are baseless. Real news finds you. True friends reach out directly. Genuine opportunities don't come through feeds. By eliminating these, you're not missing out. You're choosing to live your life instead of watching others' highlight reels. Category 2, strict limitation. These are activities with some value but high potential for overuse. Email, messaging apps, news sites, educational YouTube, podcasts, they can help you communicate, learn, or stay informed, but they become time sinks without control. Set strict rules and enforce them with technology. Check email twice daily at set times. Disable notifications. Use messaging apps only during specific windows. Silence them otherwise. Allow 1 hour of educational YouTube daily. block it outside that time. Listen to podcasts during commutes or workouts, not deep work. Rules must be tight enough to shape behavior, backed by tools to prevent cheating. Category 3, replacement. These distractions fill needs like boredom, stress, or procrastination. Removing them isn't enough. You must replace them with better alternatives that meet the same need without the cost. Bored. Instead of scrolling, read. Instead of videos, walk. Instead of consuming, create. Stressed. Instead of numbing with entertainment, exercise, journal, or meditate. Procrastinating? Instead of avoiding hard work with easy distractions, tackle a smaller version of the tough task. Replace hard tasks with simpler versions of hard tasks, not entertainment. The goal is to break the need equals distraction cycle and redirect it to need equals productive action. You can't rely on willpower to beat distractions. It's a finite resource that fades when you're tired, stressed, or depleted. Smart people don't depend on willpower. They design their environment to make distractions hard and focus easy. Physical environment, banish distraction devices from your workspace. Your phone shouldn't be in the room during deep work. Keep it elsewhere and check it on scheduled breaks. Store your smartwatch in a drawer, your tablet in another room. Your workspace should support focus. One monitor, essential tools only, clean desk, comfortable chair, good lighting, controlled temperature. Everything should foster sustained attention. Digital environment, use website blockers that make distraction sites inaccessible during work hours. Not ones you can disable easily, but ones requiring complex passwords or waiting periods. Uninstall any app that doesn't serve your goals. If you haven't used it in 2 weeks, delete it. You can reinstall if truly needed, but you likely won't. Use separate devices for distinct purposes. A work computer for work only, no personal browsing. A personal computer for non-work tasks, no work activities. A phone for communication only, no social media or games. This creates mental boundaries for focus. Notification environment, disable all notifications except critical ones, those requiring immediate action, like calls from key contacts or urgent work messages. Everything else can wait for scheduled check-ins. Most notifications aren't urgent. They're reminders to get distracted. Interrupting your flow for trivial things, training your brain to context switch constantly. Turn off email, messaging, social media, news, and shopping app notifications. If it's truly urgent, people will call. If it's important, it'll be there when you check later. Social environment. This is the toughest because it involves others. But your social circle either supports your focus or sabotages it. If you're surrounded by people who prioritize entertainment over achievement, see ambition as odd, or view focus as antisocial, staying focused will be a battle, no matter how well you've designed your physical and digital spaces. Upgrade your social circle by finding people who value focus, respect your boundaries, support your goals, and model the behavior you want. Or protect yourself by setting clear boundaries with your current circle. Explain you're not available for constant messages, won't respond instantly, and may disappoint those expecting endless accessibility. Choose your priorities. Others' comfort, or your ability to build the life you want. Freedom without structure is chaos. If you eliminate distractions but don't fill the time with purposeful action, you'll either find new distractions or feel anxious about the empty space. Architect your day around deep work, intentional rest, and strategic flexibility. Here's the framework. Morning ritual, 60 to 90 minutes. This is your daily reset, sacred and non-negotiable, before checking messages, consuming content, or engaging with others' agendas. Components: physical activation, exercise, stretching, cold exposure. Mental preparation, meditation, journaling, visualization. Skill development, reading, learning, practicing, and day planning, reviewing goals, setting priorities, scheduling tasks. The specifics matter less than the principles. Prime your body for performance, clear your mind for focus, build skills that compound, and be intentional about your day. Deep work blocks, 2 to 4 hours, twice daily. These are for your highest value tasks, projects that advance your goals, require full cognitive capacity, and yield long-term results. No phone, email, messages, meetings, or interruptions, just you and the work that matters. Most people never experience deep work because they're always accessible, interruptible, pulled in multiple directions, reacting to others' priorities instead of advancing their own. Deep work is where transformation happens, where you build skills, create value, complete projects, and make progress. Administrative blocks, 60 minutes once or twice daily. Handle maintenance tasks, email, messages, scheduling, organizing, responding to requests in specific blocks to prevent them from fragmenting your day. Batch email checks to once or twice daily. Respond to messages during set windows. Queue small tasks for batch processing. This feels odd at first because you're used to constant responsiveness, but availability isn't productivity. Being always on for others keeps you off your own priorities. Strategic rest, various times daily. Rest restores energy and focus. Distractions drain both. Real rest means walking without your phone, napping without alarms, eating without screens, exercising without tracking, sitting in silence without entertainment, or spending time in nature without documenting it. The key is presence. Being fully engaged in the rest experience, not partially distracted by devices. Most people never truly rest because they're always half engaged, watching TV while scrolling, eating while watching, walking while listening. Unpresent rest doesn't restore. Evening wind down, 60 minutes. Transition from productivity to recovery to prepare for quality sleep and tomorrow's deep work. Components: digital sunset, screens off 60 to 90 minutes before bed. Reflection, reviewing the day's wins and lessons. Preparation, setting out tomorrow's clothes, prepping your workspace. And relaxation, reading, stretching, meditation. This time is free of digital stimulation, letting your nervous system relax, your mind process, and your body prep for sleep. Many people mistakenly try to cut distractions without replacing them with better habits, creating a void that invites new distractions or anxiety. Proactively replace bad habits with good ones. If you scroll social media for 30 minutes after waking, swap it for 30 minutes of reading. Have the book ready, the space set. If you watch Netflix for 2 hours every evening, replace it with a creative hobby, skill practice, or workout. Plan it. Make it accessible. If you check your phone when bored, swap it for a micro task that serves your goals. Review your priorities, do a quick workout, message someone you care about, read a few pages, tidy your space. Redirect the urge. Don't fight it, channeling it toward productive action. With distractions gone, you have what most lack: time and attention to build something meaningful. But time and attention alone aren't enough. You must architect your focus to turn them into real capability and results. Here's how to build focus systematically. Progressive difficulty training. You can't leap from scattered attention to sustained focus. Focus is a skill, like a muscle, built gradually. Week 1, 25-minute focus sessions with 5-minute breaks. One task, full attention, no distractions. When the urge to switch tasks hits, note it, refocus. Week 2, 40-minute sessions with 10-minute breaks, building endurance. Week 3, 60-minute sessions with 15-minute breaks, nearing deep work capacity. Week 4 and beyond, 90 to 120-minute sessions with 20-minute breaks, professional level focus where mastery develops. Most never reach this because they don't train systematically. Trying long focus sessions without build-up, getting frustrated, and assuming they're not focused. Focus isn't a trait. It's a skill built through practice. Single-tasking mastery, multitasking is a lie. Rapid task switching kills productivity and drains cognition. Single-tasking, doing one thing fully before moving on, eliminates switching costs, reduces errors, improves quality, and enables flow states. Start small. One conversation without checking your phone. One chapter without messages. One email finished before the next. Extend to bigger contexts. Complete one project before starting another. Master one skill before adding more. Focus on one goal at a time. It feels inefficient initially, but multiplies productivity over time. Attention residue management. Attention residue, lingering focus on prior tasks, reduces capacity for the present. Strategy 1, transition rituals. Between tasks, do a physical action. Stand, stretch, walk briefly to signal task completion. Strategy 2, capture incomplete tasks. If you stop mid-task, note where you left off and next steps, freeing your brain to let go. Strategy 3, task completion. Finish tasks fully when possible. Completion clears residue better than anything. Strategy 4, context separation. Do different work in different spaces, creative work in one area, administrative in another, communication elsewhere, to mentally separate tasks. Depth progression. Focus has levels. Level 1, concentrated attention, focused but aware of surroundings, tempted by distractions, effortful. Level 2, engaged focus, absorbed, less aware, less tempted, less effortful. Level 3, flow state. Time vanishes, ego dissolves, ideas flow effortlessly, performance soars. Most never reach flow because they don't master distraction-free focus or sustained attention. As you eliminate distractions and build focus, flow becomes accessible, transforming your work, progress, and satisfaction. With distractions eliminated and focus honed, you can build skills that compound into exponential returns. Most approach skill building wrong, learning too many things at once, switching before competence, or consuming information instead of practicing. Here's a better system. Skill selection criteria. Choose skills based on 3 factors. First, personal interest. You need genuine curiosity or enjoyment to sustain effort. Second, economic leverage. The skill should offer income potential, opportunities, or value to others. Third, skill stacking potential. It should pair well with existing or planned skills, amplifying their combined value. For example, writing plus marketing, marketing plus sales, sales plus psychology. Each skill multiplies the other's impact. Sequential mastery approach. Focus on one skill at a time until you reach professional competence, where you can create value or earn income. Typically 3 to 6 months of daily deliberate practice. Give this skill your best deep work blocks. Once competent, shift to maintenance mode with occasional practice and start the next skill. This feels slow, but is faster than dabbling in multiple skills with minimal progress. Deliberate practice structure. Not all practice improves. Mindless repetition of what you already know doesn't grow skills. Deliberate practice targets weaknesses, pushes boundaries, and demands focus. Structure your practice with clear goals, immediate feedback, and consistent challenge to ensure steady progress toward mastery.